Especially considering what happened in El Clasico and against Milan in the Champions League, a much-needed positive for Carlo Ancelotti and his side. Taking a look at what that means in the table, the defending champions as it stands. 6 points off Barcelona at the top. Barcelona, of course, in action on Sunday. For more on this, let's welcome in Luis García. Here we go then, Luis. The million-dollar question. Why were Real Madrid so good today and so rubbish for the rest of the season?
Well, I guess that is something that Ancelotti needs to figure it out, because definitely we could see a Real Madrid with more determination. That's the word that I will use today. More aggression at front. I think the Vinícius Júnior, he was unstoppable. It doesn't matter if he played on the left side, in the middle, every single time he was on the ball, he was always a threat. And, well, he capitalized the chances that he had. He could have even scored a couple of more options. I think I will give it also a spotlight, a shout-out to Camavinga. He was really impressive into the middle of the park, giving a little bit of balance to the team in transition. He was in the right position for Osasuna when they have the ball. But definitely I have to give also a mention to Osasuna that even though he's been doing a fantastic job today, he doesn't show up on the game. They were a little bit too deep into the game. They're allowing Real Madrid just to play, to keep the possession, to be dominant, and also in transition, not putting any kind of threat up front. And that allowed to Real Madrid to believe it, of course, to have their crowd in front of them. They managed to frustrate Real Madrid for maybe 20, 30 minutes, but in the end, in the first goal, when the first goal arrived, it was all about Real Madrid. Very good 3 points for Real Madrid. Very good performance, very needed. Yeah. And let's see if this transfer market, the international break that they go right now, they're going to have enough to recover at least a couple of players, because definitely Militao struggled so much on today's game.
The focus was so much on this game, Shaq, because of what happened in El Clasico, then against Milan. Yeah. And Osasuna are the only team to have beaten Barcelona in LaLiga this season. And that was a key point going in. So you thought, right, this is going to be a real test for Real Madrid. We're going to see where they are. Boy, this could have been such a different story had the result been reversed. But they go into the international break now with a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, without question. Had this result been reversed, the questions about everybody, probably Carlo Ancelotti included, kind of given Florentino Perez and his willingness to pull the trigger, sometimes a little bit prematurely, some would argue. But what a response it absolutely was. And while also coming into this game, there were lots of question marks about Kylian Mbappe, his role within the team. I thought one of the things you saw that Kylian Mbappe did well today, and was in total contrast, as example, to the Milan game, is how willing he was to run at defenders, to stretch Osasuna defensively. When you're in possession, when Vinícius picks the ball up, when the ball is in wide areas, he was running, he was stretching Osasuna defensively. And I think that allowed Bellingham to run into those spaces that he was vacating, those same spaces that Kylian Mbappe stood in against AC Milan. So Jude Bellingham couldn't get himself involved. And then you saw Bellingham running beyond him for his goal. And you saw and Osasuna that I think pretty early on recognized that they were beaten. This was just Real Madrid responding to all the negativity in a way that not many can, and credit Vinícius here. Of course, he'd grab the headlines, and with good reason. I thought he took his goals wonderfully well. This is a response from a big club in trouble, and the response from a big player when most needed.